Hi there and welcome to the UkeStuff channel. Today I have kind of a different instrument for you. This is not a review, and in fact it's the result of having an ukulele sent to me and my feeling like I couldn't review it without giving it a bad rating. So this is something you might be interested in, and there are actually three models of these on the website. So let me fill you in a little bit. When I do a review, I am trying to be honest with the product. I am kind by nature. I'm not mean by nature. So as a result, it's really hard for me to say negative things about an ukulele, and I'll often try to find the positives. That doesn't mean I ignore things that aren't good, but at the same time, I'm not mean spirited in what I do. And when I'm sent an ukulele, if I find out that I can't at least give it a moderate score, I do contact the company and let them know why. Now, over the last few months, one of the companies I've really enjoyed reviewing is Hricane. Now, Hricane is a company that makes ukuleles. They are sold generally on Amazon, although they have their own website, hricane.com, Hricane. Again, Hricane is a woman's name in Chinese. It's an anglicized version of a Chinese woman's name. So, with that in mind, with the Hricane, they sent me an instrument to review that I already knew I was going to be questioning a little bit just because it's not my taste. And I will not rate an ukulele bad because of its looks or its stylings. I'm more interested in how it sounds and plays, although I do mention appearance. So let me show you this ukulele. It's kind of a crazy thing. Here it is. It kind of almost has these sort of Rastafarian colors. It's not quite a rainbow. Ultimately it does have some blue up there, but it hits more of a reggae vibe than it does a something else like a rainbow vibe. It's more towards a reggae, and it has a really kind of interesting fretboard. It's a mermaid on it, and to be totally honest, the mermaid is a little scary to me with the white face. But I showed this to my wife, and I was like, I don't really know what to make of the looks of this. And she said there are people out there that this is going to be right up their alley, and she's right. Now let's just take a look at some of the other features on this ukulele. It has sort of the electronic or electric guitar headstock. It has all the tuners on one side. That's a pretty neat feature. It has your standard 35 millimeter knot C-shaped neck. It has a gloss neck along with the rest of the body. It does not have button straps on it, and this is part of the reason why is it doesn't really have a base. It has a point, so you'd have to figure out what you wanted to do there with that. But anyway, and it has a cutout on the side in that kind of unique shape. And ultimately, this is a concert, by the way. It's as deep as most other concerts, but the body shape is thinner. And I'm also pretty sure that it's a laminate top. Has a really pretty flame maple appearance, as does the back. You can see it in the light as it shimmers. That part of the paint job is kind of interesting. Then it has rope binding, which is kind of crazy. It has abalone purfling and regular purfling on it. It has the Hricane logo underneath the finish, so that's really nice and smooth. Unlike my Martin, where you can peel off the gold sticker. I'm not totally sure what that is on the fretboard, or if you could remove it. I think some of it is inlay. But overall, oh, and then of course some hibiscus flowers on the bridge and a pull-through bridge. Then you get a few other things. You get a little bit of a lesser bag than I'm used to with Hricane. It's still padded. It's still going to do the job for the instrument. It does not have the hanging hook on top or the rubber bumper on the bottom, but it's more than a serviceable bag that you get with it. Then I knew something was up when they sent a neck strap that has the clip that goes around it rather than button, for a button, and that makes sense because there are no buttons on it. Then you also get a tuner. The Dario strings come on it. They're kind of purpley. They give you a set of more sort of the Aquilas. They don't say they're Aquilas, but more towards the Super Nile guts. You get a cleaning cloth, which you're going to need because as you touch it, you're going to leave fingerprints all over it. And you get a little baggie for all that to go in. Now, this normally sells on their website for $130. And as I was checking it out, two things struck me. First of all, there's a buzz, and it's on the C string. Let's see if you can hear it. Hear it? And the buzz disappears if I put a little bit of friction up above the nut. So I think it's vibrating in the nut slot, and that could be sorted out. But the other thing that threw me for a loop is I was doing an unboxing and I was playing through, and I went to play for release. And as I was starting to do so, I was playing wrong, and I screw up every now and then. That's absolutely true. If you've watched any of these reviews, you'll hear me miss a note here and there. But I realized something, which is that all the side position markers are down one. So instead of being on 5, 7, 10, 12, 15, 17, they're on 6, 8, 11, 13, 16, 18, or something like that. And it threw me for a loop. And I had to contact the company and say, okay, because there are no fret markers on the front, there's just these designs, and they don't necessarily live in a specific place. The issue I have is that with the side markers on the side, that's how you navigate, and I would rather have it have no markers than have markers in the wrong spot. And they said, you know what? That's absolutely right. And so what they've done is that these things are normally sold on the Hricane.com website for $130. They have a few of these. There's 3 different models. There's one that's sort of grapish, they call it. Looks the same, except they don't have all this on the fretboard, and of course the colors are different, so they have kind of a grapish one. They have one that's more traditionally colored. That's where my heart normally would have gone. It's the more traditional one if I would have chosen which one I would have checked out. And then there's this sort of crazy mermaid colorful print. They're going to be selling all their remaining stock of these for $80. So think of it as a factory second price if you're interested. Overall, the strings are still settling for me. The instrument plays in tune. It has a bright sound. Let's do some for release if I can think around the frets. So it's a very bright sound. It doesn't have a lot of depth, but part of that is because you've shrunk the soundboard so much that you're just not going to get that much depth out of it. But it's not an unpleasing sound, and once I get rid of that buzz on the C string, it'll be a totally fine instrument. So it's an instrument that has that flaw with the side position markers. So if you are interested in a factory second Hricane, one of these, that also will include the whole kit, you can check those out on the Hricane website, Hricane.com. And when that sale is over, that means that they will have gotten rid of these flawed stock, and they'll be replacing them with instruments that are corrected. And you know what? Every manufacturer ends up having instruments with slight flaws, things that they have to fix, and then stock that they need to get rid of. And with all sincerity, with all the other features on all these instruments, and it's a ton of features on them, $80 for all that stuff is pretty amazing. So if you're in the market for an ukulele that has a flaw, check these out. Again, it's the grape one, it's sort of the natural maple one, and of course the colorful one. You can find them at Hricane.com. Oh, just a couple other things. The action is generally okay. It's really rather nice at the first fret. It's just above 3 millimeters at the 12th, so I may lower the action just a touch. If you buy one of these, you may end up finding that you want to paint over or something those dots, but on all these models, I understand that little issue with the side markers is definitely true. All right, so again, if you're interested in one of these at a deal price, $80 for this with the whole kit of things at Hricane.com, and also in 2 other models. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you're having a great day, and I will be back soon with some more Uke stuff for you.